Hello and welcome. I'm Jason Albert and this is Jason Albert TV. I'm changing it up a little bit today. I'm making a video that is a bit controversial. Just to put this out there, probably will offend a few people. If you've seen the title of this video, you know what it's about. Why am I making this video? I'm a little bit fed up with the fact that just because I am white, just because my skin is a certain color, I am not allowed to have an opinion. I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to say things about different races. Because of the way I was born, I clearly know nothing about different races, right? So I'm here. Everybody else can have an opinion except for me. So BS. I live in the world just like everybody else does. I have opinions, I have views, and I'm going to share those. Let's get right into it. The first race I want to talk about, the relay race. I cannot help it. I just love when I see individual sports become team sports, whether it's running, whether it's swimming. When I'm watching the Olympics or watching a track meet or a swim meet, which is just during the Olympics, here's what I love about it, right? You're watching a race. Boom, right? The gun goes off and they're running and team A is in front of team B and you're like, yes, yes, yes. But then they pass the batons and now team B is in front of team A and it's back and forth and it's just so much more exciting. It's way more, I don't know, I feel more America every time I watch the relays. And it's not easy, right? Because the baton, just handing off the baton, you're running at an Olympic speed and you're handing it off. You're all backwards. You got to stay within the exchange zone. Drop it. I don't know if you get disqualified or, it's done. You're going to lose, right? You can't mess up in these things. I think everything should be a relay race. What if like the UFC had where you had to tag somebody? That's like a tag team match, right? That's just wrestling. Oh, UFC tag team matches. If they haven't thought about that, let's get that trending. Hashtag UFC tag team matches. Hashtag MMA tag team matches. Hashtag brutal beatdown tag team style. Race number 2. Three-legged races. They are my least favorite race of all time. If you guys don't know what a three-legged race is, it's that race, maybe you're at a family reunion, maybe you're at a company picnic, whatever it is, but it's the race where you and a partner attach one of your legs together, right? So like my left leg is free, my right leg and their left leg is tied together, their right leg is free, right? And then a bunch of people do this, right? A bunch of different two-person teams, you say go and you got to cross the finish line, right? It's a normal race. The problem is whoever is setting up these three-legged races always has the worst rope or tie things, right? It's like, how come they never stay tied? Why is there always like these little flimsy pieces of material? Hey guys, take your choice of whatever flimsy piece of material. You're wrapping it around. You get 2 steps into the race and they either fall off, right? So now it's just 2 people holding each other, running regular speed, or there's some big guy with his small little girlfriend that he just picked up and then he's just running, or somebody's laying on the ground and you're freaking like a zombie. It's a terrible race. Remove it, wipe it off the face of the planet. Race number 3, the Amazing Race. I don't know if you guys have watched this before. I'm not sure if it's even still on. It's you and somebody else, and you guys do a trek around the world. Each place you have to solve a puzzle or complete a task or something. And at the end, whoever finishes, the mission, this is over days and days and days. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I've always wanted to be on it, is the point that I'm trying to make here. And you get to the finish line and then you win a prize. I don't know what the prize is. It's some monetary, huge number, huge number of money. Huge number of money. I want to be on that race. Now, I am what they call directionally challenged, right? So like I could be 2 blocks from my house and still not be able to make it back to my house without a GPS navigation system. So I would need somebody that's intuitive with the north, south, east, west, while I complete tasks. I'm good at completing tasks, various things, stuff, whatnot, not what. Race number 4 is the space race, okay? The space race really started off 1950s with the Cold War, right? Yeah, the Soviet Union, you have the United States of America, two superpowers that are now competing to see who's who's the bigger badass, right? So you've got a competition in technology, you've got a competition in military and guns, right? The arms race, right? Who can build up their military, their power, their guns, right? Who can get that? And also involved in this, while you're building up your political system, whose runs better, yada yada, you're also building up, right? This space exploration, essentially, the space race. Who's gonna break this frontier? 1957 or something, Sputnik, right? The Soviet Union launches Sputnik, which is the first satellite, the first artificial satellite in the Earth's orbit, right? I say artificial because the moon is not artificial, or is it? They beat us, so we're like, we're not gonna lose, And then, they again, they take it a step further, and they're the first ones to actually get into space. So we're like, so we're sitting here, we're practicing with chimps and different things, right? And then Kennedy, becomes president, and he's all like, all right. See, those guys that have the dip, they can typically do that, and they make that sound. I can't do it. You're supposed to relax, I think, this finger, and I think you're just supposed to let it go, and it's supposed to knock across these fingers. I've been practicing, but I'm not good at it. I don't dip. I don't pack lippers. I'll get it one day. But anyway, so Kennedy's like, I promise that we will have a man on the moon within the decade, or something like that. July 16th, 1969, potentially. If that's wrong, I'll put that bad boy there. And we land on the moon July 16th, 1969. If that's wrong, again, I'll put that there. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That's the end of that particular space. The space race is still continuing, right? We have private companies like SpaceX, everyone now racing to the next frontier, right? Mars and so on. This is my if you can't tell, I love space exploration. It's my favorite. The space race is my favorite race of all time by far. Not only was it a giant leap for mankind as far as like we made it off, onto another body, but a giant leap for mankind as far as taking us really into a whole new technological, you get what I'm trying to say. We did come out on top. My last race I'm going to talk about is the alien race. Is there aliens out there? At this point, the things that we know, billions of galaxies, billions of stars in each galaxy, it's hard for me to believe that there isn't or hasn't been another intelligent race that has come into existence or evolved or whatever. The amount of time we've been, how we are, that's a short amount of time. So the odds that there is another race that can detect us, see us, and is in existence at the same time within a relatively close proximity, that tends to make it a little bit less likely that we'll ever reach, unless you believe that they've been here before, unless you believe that we were put here by aliens, unless you interpret the Bible as, gods and angels are just aliens. There's a whole bunch of different theories that go along with this. I do think they exist at some point, or did, or have, or will. I don't know. It's all interesting to me, and I hope we find life at some point. If I offended you, I don't care. I hope this was a constructive video. I hope you learned a lot about my opinions on the different races. Thank you so much for watching. See you later, crocodile. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow, and share.